In just a few hours, the Jewish people around the world will begin to celebrate the extraordinary holiday known as Sukkot. And the holiday of Sukkot is a 7-8 day holiday. Comes right after Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. It's the time that we celebrate. We are joyous because of the renewed relationship that we just forged with God on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. We were atoned, we were forgiven, and now is the time to celebrate that renewal. But the mitzvah of the day is, one of the mitzvahs, the great mitzvahs, is to sit and dwell in the sukkah for 7 days, or for 8 days in the diaspora. And this is a beautiful mitzvah. We go out of our homes, leave the comforts of our home, and we go into a sukkah, which is not exactly the most comfortable element. We're open to the elements. Sometimes it's too hot, sometimes it's too cold. If you live up in north, I remember growing up in New York, it was quite cold in October, and you needed a coat sometimes to sit in the sukkah. Sometimes it rained. Okay, some people don't eat in the sukkah when it rains. We did. But either way, you're out, you're open to the elements. And I think that's the reason why we have the mitzvah sukkah. The mitzvah sukkah is the proclamation, so to say, of the Jewish person who proclaims his faith in God. You see, a lot of people believe in God, but it's a whole different thing to have faith in God. What's the difference between believing in God and having faith? Well, let me explain to you as I heard it once. I'll give you an example. When you go to a circus and you see someone walking on a tightrope, and there's 5,000 people in the ring, in the arena, and you ask them, do you believe that this person is going to make it to the other side safe? He won't fall. I think 100% of the people will tell you that they believe that person will make it to the other side. That's called believing. You believe that he'll make it to the other side. But if you ask these very same people, how many of you are ready to get onto his shoulders as he walks over that tightrope? Over there, I'm not sure you'll have that many candidates. That's called trust. We believe in God is a nice thing, is very important, but it's a whole different. The trust is a whole different thing. When you're ready to get onto God's shoulders and leave everything up to Him and submit and recognize your own humility and that everything comes from God, and go out of your house into the sukkah, which is open to the elements, as I mentioned, and it is a little vulnerable. You make yourself a little vulnerable and you put yourself on God's shoulders. That's what this mitzvah is all about, to go from graduating from just believing in God to having trust in God. And that's what Sukkot is all about. And this is true in every area of life. We, the house is our anchor. The house is our protective place where we've built strong walls around ourselves. It's where we feel secure in our own homes. In the sukkah, you don't feel that secure. You sleep there, some sleep there. Others just eat there. But either way, we spend a lot of time in the sukkah, and you're out in the open. And it's our affirmation that we don't only believe in God, but we actually trust God. And this is true with our parnasa as well as with our livelihood. A lot of people believe that God is the provider of our livelihood. But do they trust in God? Are they willing to close their business on Shabbos? It's one thing to believe, and it's a different thing to trust. You should know that all your livelihood comes from God. That's customer that came to you last week and it was great. You made a great deal. That wasn't because you're so smart and you know how to run a business. That's good too. You should use your mind and you should use your brains and to try to make it do it the best you can to make it as best as as it can be. But to recognize at the end of the day, it's God running the whole show. He's running all your business, everything. Everything comes from God. So therefore, there's no reason to work when He doesn't want you to work. There's no reason to put your whole heart and soul into it. Spend time with your children, your family. Put your trust in God. And that's what Sukkot is. This is the week of the year that we leave our homes and we go into, and we climb onto God's shoulder, so to say. We should do that with every area of our life. And then when we go back into our homes, we'll always remember that truth. So I want to wish you all a very happy and healthy Sukkot. And if you don't have a sukkah, here at Chabad of Weston, we built a beautiful sukkah, and we're going to have a open house for anyone to come make the blessing. We're going to announce it in the email. Take a look at it. This email that this video is going to be part of, and the other things that we're going to be doing for Sukkot. If you want us to bring the sukkah to your house, We have a sukkah on a truck, and we'll be glad to bring it to your house so you can make a blessing on the 4 kinds, the lulav, the etrog, and make a blessing for the sukkah if you didn't build your own. Just let us know, and we'll be there. A wonderful Shabbos to everyone, and a wonderful Sukkot. Chag Sameach.